Well, Indian Army has foiled a massive infiltration bid in North Kashmir's Nogam sector in a major operation that was carried out near the line of control yesterday. In fact, three heavily armed militants were also killed in this encounter, and a sinister Pakistan-sponsored plot was also revealed in the process. What's worrying the security establishment is a letter that's been recovered from one of the killed militants. Headlines Today has an exclusive copy of the letter that lays bare the plan to push hundreds of militants into the valley to destabilize the country.
There is not any let off in the infiltration on line of control. Particularly, we have seen for last 1 week there were so many attempts across the line of control for infiltration. But this is the equipment as well as the accessories which are being carried by the infiltrating terrorists before infiltration into the Jammu and Kashmir state. We have seen there is no change. The infiltrators not only bring huge quantity of arms and ammunition with them, but particularly those kinds of all accessories which are being needed for the high altitude warfare, for the tough terrain, those are being carried by these militants. You can see here not only the arms and ammunition is with them, but particularly the food stuff and the other equipments which are being needed in these high terrain and high altitude areas, whether they are the warm clothing, whether they are those kind of food stuff which is being packed and is energetic, those things are being carried by them. If we see for the coming days, there is a tough time for the security forces on the line of control, as there are regular attempts not only in this particular sector but even on other places for infiltration. As per the sources, the huge groups of militants are waiting for infiltration on line of control, and this is the only time when they can get infiltrated, because there is no snow on the mountains and it is easy time for the infiltrators to get infiltrated into the state, into the territory, and that is what they are trying to take advantage of it. With cameraman Roof Ahmed and Sheikh Dawood, Ashraf Wani for Headlines Today in Nogam sector.
Well, this infiltration attempt followed three ceasefire violations that took place in the sector since last Friday. Most of these ceasefire violations took place as a means of providing cover to the infiltrators.
Pakistan has already violated ceasefire on the line of control 3 times during 1 week in this particular area. We have with us Brigadier Sanjeev, who is commander of this area. Brigadier Sir, we have seen that the ceasefire violation is in a week 3 times by the Pakistan. What are the intentions of Pakistan? And recently today we have seen the group of militants which have been killed, some of them have been killed by you. What are the intentions of Pakistan behind violating ceasefire on line of control?
In this particular incident, the reports have been continuously coming in that the terrorists sitting across the LC would be attempting to infiltrate with the purpose of creating arson and violent acts in the Kashmir Valley. Based on these reports, the troops of the Chinar Corps and Dagger Division, which are deployed on the LC, they've been maintaining domination on the LC, and this domination apparently is not seen in good light by Pakistan Army, which has carried out 3 ceasefire violations in this sector, which clearly brought out their intent that they were trying to provide some cover to the infiltration attempts, for which the troops were ready. And on night 31st of May, 1st of June, our ambushes did detect the movement of a group of terrorists who were trying to cross the LC, and as soon as they crossed the LC, they were challenged by our own ambush parties, and obviously these terrorists were well armed and well equipped, and they opened heavy volume of fire on our ambush parties. And troops have done a fine job, and they've been able to kill the leading 3. We're of the view that maybe a couple of them ran back across the LC into the Lipa Valley. Indian Army has been following the ground rules to the T of the ceasefire, and we've not been violating any ceasefire. While we understand that when the Pakistan Army does, they do it to give a cover to the infiltration attempts by the terrorists, for which we are ready. We are dominating the LC, and any further attempts will also meet the same fate.
We have seen so far the equipment, the maps, which are mostly carry the army personnel who work in the security forces, the vast accessories and arms and ammunition carried by these terrorists is something which looks that it is not possible on their own. There is someone who is helping them behind for infiltration, for equipment, and for arms. Did you believe that there is a hand of some armored agencies or army, Pakistani army?
Uh, Terrorists which have been killed on the night of 31st and 1st, they were heavily armed, they were well equipped, and they obviously had come in for long haul to carry out the violence across the summers of 2013 in the Kashmir Valley. So they are well directed, they are well equipped, and they are well guided from across the borders.
With the recent increase in the infiltration attempts along line of control, the security establishment has been put on high alert in Jammu and Kashmir. With the intelligence inputs suggesting that militant commanders should be trying to sneak in more and more men from the line of control to increase their activity here in the valley. The security establishment has increased the visual all along the line of control and are trying that most of the sensitive points which are prone to infiltration are tapped constantly so that no chance is given whatsoever to people who try to manage and sneak into this side of the line of control. Cameraman Rauf Shujaul Haq in Srinagar for Headlines Today.